I just wanted to make at least upload the 1 or 2 videos that I had made when I made my desk office over there where there's no roof. Therefore, I had to take it down because here in South Florida we get rain, we get wind, we get hurricanes, and that was, if you guys see pictures in the bulk in the video about the bulk pickup, you will see how it came out. It came out decent, but it not able to withhold the elements. So here's one of the videos that I made while I was at the desk. Hello everybody, recording from my new office, or I should say my new old office. Originally it was over there, but that bedroom is the bedroom of my queen, and every time I record she can allegedly hear everything I say, even when I speak at like a volume that's, conversation volume. I'm not really like yelling or anything. So I nigged this up. I put up, I don't even know what I did. I got a dip stand supporting some type of thing, a 25-pound weight supporting something on the thing. Heaven knows when this is gonna fall on me and hurt me, but that's what I gotta work with, because women have to be taken care of, in spite of the fact that sometimes it just makes me think, like, like I told this person earlier today, I'm more of an actions person than I prefer, I think actions speak louder than words. But it's weird how some people are not like that, and they would prefer just to hear nice things. But what do they want from the guy? Do they want the guy to beat them, like, domestic abuse or something? But it's okay because he says nice things. I don't get it. But anyways, let's continue. I wanted to read, today's July 18th, from my book, which is really going to be Mariah's as soon as she's old enough. Be Still and Know. Beautiful book. Hey, what's up, fam? Alright. Originally, I read an affirmation underneath the desk, but I cut it out because I included it in another video that I just recently uploaded. It was about, I think it was the one with the bulk trash. So I'm now in my little mini studio. It's just it's Papa Alex's Chromebook. I have the little thing on the thing, just like the Zuck, because they can really go into your computer at any time and hack into it and see you if they wish to. I got it hooked up through an HDMI up to this nice little TV I found that was being thrown in bulk. I saved one of the chairs to the table that I threw out. I got my little buddy here to keep me company, Beast Boy. Got a little saying up here. Hopefully my daughter will read that enough times so that it'll instill into her heart. She doesn't believe in a higher power, which is okay. Everybody, you have free will, and that's the beauty of our Creator. He loves us so much, He allows us to essentially be free and choose to do what we want with our lives. That's how great His love is, or hers, because it's greater than we can understand. Nonetheless, I wanted to read a different, let me change it. I wanted to read the affirmation for today's actual date. Right now is Saturday morning. It is 3 a.m. So there's a 3 a.m. affirmation. and it is the 27th of July. So here we go. So, he will shelter you. He will cover you with his feathers. He will shelter you with his wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection. Psalm chapter 91, verse 4. Like an eagle, God shelters us beneath his wings from storms and attacks. The image is powerful, yet also tender. How wonderful it is to be tucked in, right up against him, absorbing his warmth. Do you rest in this promise of protection, or do you struggle, always poking your head out to see what dangers await? Maybe you've even tried to leave the nest altogether and take care of yourself. If so, return to his side. Accept his protection. And there you have it. That's why I have my faith, I have my belief. I know that the Bible was written during a time when it was the majority of the education was mostly men. Cleopatra was an example. Cleopatra, from what I understand, she could speak like 7, 8 languages, and she was like very good in like different policy, international policies and all this stuff, and different cultures by the time she was 18, and she didn't rule till she was 18. So she was an exception, but for the most part, during the like the Mesopotamian period, when before the Hebrew Bible, and before the Torah, before the Old Testament, before the New Testament, before and also probably during when the Quran was being written. Well, in Muslim, they don't really allow women to be taught. That's only something that's been recent. So yes, the Word of God was inspired by God, and it was written by man. That's why God is always referred to as He. But in all actuality, God is greater than gender. But we refer to He because, that's how the Word was written from thousands of years ago. Perhaps there will be a new revision to be done. Maybe that's something that I can go to school for. I could go to school for theology, and start studying manuscript, and my thesis will just be, for my doctorate, will just be a new revision of the Bible. I don't know. I've always wanted to be an academic because I do want to make my parents proud. Obviously, in today's economy, being an academic does not mean being financially successful. I can be financially successful without going to school, but that's not really going to be something that's going to make me feel fulfilled. I'd rather do something that will have an impact on people's lives. Unless I can become an entrepreneur where I'm able to obtain products, good quality products, and I'm able to maintain good relationships with other vendors that sell the same things, and I'm able to sell the items at affordable prices with good customer quality. Because if it's one thing that people appreciate, they appreciate a good deal. And believe it or not, when you do give people a good deal, they remember that, and they're very grateful for that. Especially now when times are rough and people are trying to save every penny. That's the only way I could get into commerce and knowingly, be able to make a decent living. Like what a plumber or a doctor makes, and not having gone to school. I'd rather go to school and not make money, but continue studying and continue learning and attribute into academia, because you never know. I could possibly get into engineering and discover there's so much stuff out there that we don't even know about, that if you go to universities, they probably don't even want to talk to you about it because you're not enrolled. But there's things like new forms of energies that we could never have imagined. All the energy we need is in the sun. They've had plans for probably the past 50 years or so about, using AI to recreate self bots. That way we could eventually mine the planet Mercury and then create a Dyson sphere. That way we can eventually get closer to becoming a Type 2 civilization according to the Kardashev scale, I think it's called. And all those things, don't think that that academics aren't thinking about those things, because NASA, they send that solar probe to study the like the outer part of the sun, the outer region, which I believe is the hottest. And I'm sure they got plenty of info from that. Right now we have solar weather. We're able, through with our some of our satellites that are in orbit, we're able to predict how certain, like, if we have like like um a gamma ray burst or whatever it's called, like a solar flare that's coming towards Earth. It could affect the weather here on Earth, or just how the sun goes through its cycle every 11 years, I believe it is. It's just crazy, all the things that we have. And essentially we already have like a probably I forget what they call it, but it's not free. It's not free energy, but there's like a term for it. I heard it on YouTube, and I really do damn believe it's true. And one thing that's interesting, which I don't know if it's true, but I saw, a lot of things you see on YouTube, you gotta question it. But this is like, I like this song in the club, 50 Cent. I like when Chris Tucker was talking about how Michael Jackson liked this song. But making a long story short, yeah, not the free energy, but what was it, like, energy based upon? Oh, I forget what it was called. I'm not 1,000% sure, but I did see one time a video where allegedly NASA had turned on their quantum computer, and they had to shut it off, and that made me curious. Like, if that's true, I wonder what exactly happened. The only thing I could possibly imagine was that the quantum computer could have possibly, you know, shown us, like, parallel universes, and shown us, like, maybe like something into the future, or showing us like what our next steps that we were gonna take, or it automatically created it was self-aware at that very moment, and it like it was like instilling knowledge that it wasn't even, like, normally how a computer works. You have to put in the information, like you have to put in a set of instructions in order for it to give you back, like that's how AI, like chat GPT works. Chat GPT only works if you give it a certain set of instructions first, but quantum computer is something totally different. So that's what I'm waiting for. And I remember I had said I wanted to see, I called it a quantum camera, but really I just want to see a camera with a shutter speed that can capture wavelengths. Like, for instance, the wavelength of the speed of light is, what is, like 299,000 kilometers per second or some shit like that. So it's impossible, but it is possible if you have the technology to actually just capture an actual photon going through space-time, if you have the proper technology to do so. But now the only thing is that reality will not be how we normally perceive it. Like the radiation from the sun, we think of it just like whatever, but it actually comes in waves. The radiation, and the light too. Light doesn't come in straight lines. Light is actually, it's in a wave. So when you slow a frame exposure down to the speed of light, you'll actually see it bounce off of two different things. You know, when it gets down to that level, they've done it over, I think, either at is it Cornell or one of them universities out in California. They have it in that video, the slow mo guys. I'll see if I can link them in the video in the description. And another thing too was you can actually, if you're in tune with nature, but I mean you have to really like meditate. You can actually like start listening, and you can start like hearing like the sounds that different things in nature makes. And I swear, me personally, I've seen the radiation from the sun, and I've seen the waves that it forms. Don't ask me how, and don't ask me. I wasn't on any. I might have been on my regular medications at the most, but I saw the radiation as it was coming down on Earth, and I saw the waves. It was very like, it's something that you have to really pay attention to. Kind of like if you walk a mile along a sidewalk, you know. So a mile is about like what is it, 5,000 steps. But if you walk a mile down a straight sidewalk and you do it enough times, you will eventually see, like towards the middle of walking that mile or somewhere during walking that mile, where there's gonna be like a slight angle of change in the trajectory of the sidewalk, because it's taking into account the curvature of the earth. You could actually notice it at just what's a mile? 1,600 kilometers, I think. I mean 1,600 meters. I apologize. Yeah, about 1,600 meters. I believe it is, or like 5,000 steps. I forgot how they measured it. Anyways, back to the other thing. I just made another like 10-minute video in between my video. I apologize, but if you watch and you enjoy, please give a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Or even if you watch for 30 seconds, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful morning. It's Saturday morning, the 27th, and my mom's friend's gonna be here in probably like 2 or 3 hours. So I just remopped the kitchen, and I cleaned off her stove, the microwave, the dishes, put them all away. I'm probably gonna go do the living room just to make it nice, but I gotta make another bucket. Damn it. That's why love is not easy. Love is patient, and what is patience? Patience is waiting. I know I read a Bible in Colombia, and it said, "El amor es sufrido," which I think it roughly translates to, "Love is suffering together," like, kind of like waiting together, but I really did like this devotion for today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to my buddy through WhatsApp, who also sends me devotions. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching. Peace, love, and if there's a single soul out there that watches this and feels generous, I could sure use any donation. But if not, if you would prefer to say a prayer, with faith, please pray that I am able to, continue down a path with opportunities, i.e. a formal job. Or if you prefer to visualize, visualize me getting a formal job, so that, I can get the ball rolling. My daughter's getting older. She wants, she's always getting to the stage where she wants more. I've already embarrassed her enough my whole life, because she's too young, I think, to understand that life is the most valuable thing that we have. Just like Bob Marley said in his lyrics, life is worth more than gold. But we live in a country whose political system is capitalism. Therefore, it impacts our culture, and it impacts the way we think. But not everybody thinks like that, though. You don't have to think like that if you don't want to. You can think differently. And also question everything you see, including me. Because if you're seeing me, you're seeing me on the screen. Question everything. Because nowadays, especially with academia having gotten to a point where a lot of things now are just theories. We don't even have the we don't have the technology to prove them yet. But the mathematics, I think, apparently works out, so it's just a matter of time. But there's just so many things, so many fields, so many specialties, and that's why we have a lot of conspiracy theories, because it's easier for someone to just grasp a hold of something that is easier for them to understand than it is to actually learn all of the steps that it took. Because I don't know if this is a subject, but there's actually a history to how we got to where we got it today. And once you start learning about it, it's fascinating. Like all the people, in history. My only thing that gets me upset is how the half brother that Abraham had, which became according to the Judaism, Christianity, Muslim Bibles, that's the one that started the Arabic race. The Arabs, they knew a lot, and a lot of things are named, they like the phonetics, like algebra, alcohol, things like that. That all comes from Arabic. Anyways, I'm talking a lot. This was meant to be a quick video. Jigga J sending you the message. I love you, brother. And everybody else, ciao and peace and love. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Just a thought. Thank you so much for watching till now. Please subscribe and hit that like button so that other people might be able to enjoy this. And please share. Thank you.